With your permission, Mr. Speaker, may I display some slides on the screen? Thank you. On the 25th of October 2018, Malaysia unilaterally extended the Johor Bahru port limits into Singapore's territorial waters off Tuas. Members of the House, may I refer you to this map which is displayed, which reflects Malaysia's unilateral extension into the hatched area. The waters in this area are tight, less than 24 nautical miles wide. And this purported extension goes beyond even Malaysia's own territorial sea claims, according to Malaysia's own 1979 map, which Singapore has consistently rejected. The inescapable conclusion is that the new Johor Bahru port limits transgress into what are indisputably Singapore territorial waters. And Singapore has long exercised sovereignty and patrolled these waters without any protests from Malaysia. However, since late November 2018, Malaysian government vessels started intruding into these Singapore territorial waters. We have protested the purported extension and these intrusions. We have also increased our security presence in the area in order to safeguard our waters and sovereignty. And I'm sure members of this House would join me in commending our security agencies who have been acting professionally, responsibly, and with restraint in order to minimize the risk of untoward incidents at sea. In response to Malaysia's provocative actions, on the 6th of December 2018, we extended Singapore's own port limits off Tuas. Our extension was done in accordance with international law and remain well within Singapore territorial waters. On the 10th of December 2018, the Malaysian Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued a press statement committing to, quote, take all effective measures to de-escalate the situation on the ground, unquote. Despite this statement, daily intrusions by Malaysian government vessels into our territorial waters have continued. These intrusions do not help Malaysia's legal case. All they do is to raise tension and endanger navigational safety in the area. There is a need to calm the situation at sea. It was in this context that I met Minister Saifuddin on the 8th of January 2019. Members would have read the joint press statement that we issued after our meeting. In summary, we agreed to establish a working group headed by the Permanent Secretary of Singapore's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Chee Wee Keong, and the Secretary General of the Malaysian Foreign Ministry, Mr. Muhammad Shahrul Ikram Yaakob. This working group will discuss both the legal and operational matters in order to de-escalate the situation in the waters off Tuas. And they are to report to both Minister Saifuddin and me within the next 2 months. Singapore believes that maritime boundary delimitation is best resolved through negotiations to reach an amicable settlement acceptable to all parties. If negotiations are unsuccessful, Singapore is prepared to settle such disputes by recourse to an appropriate international dispute settlement procedure. However, the dispute settlement should be on terms that are mutually agreed to by both parties. And it is for this reason that Singapore filed a declaration under Article 298, subsection 1A of UNCLOS, the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, and we filed this declaration on the 12th of December 2018. This declaration means that other states, parties to UNCLOS, cannot unilaterally commence third-party arbitration or adjudication against Singapore in respect of maritime boundary disputes. Singapore, likewise, cannot unilaterally commence third-party arbitration or adjudication against other UNCLOS state parties for such disputes. It has to be by mutual agreement. Both sides have to agree to the terms of third-party arbitration or adjudication in the event that bilateral negotiations are unsuccessful. Singapore remains committed to finding an amicable resolution through dialogue with our Malaysian partners, and this is what the working group led by the two foreign ministries will try to achieve.